All right, why not? How's training going, man? You been training?
Good. I didn't train a whole lot this week. I did a lot. I was working a lot. Hello, Brianna.
Can't hear you.
Yes, I can.
Can? Really?
Dan's got headphones on for no reason.
See? Yeah, she can't fucking hear you. She's a liar.
She's a liar. Dude, her sleeve looks so fucking sick.
Yeah, we just went yesterday. We actually weren't there too long yesterday. It was only 4 hours. Yeah, show 'em.
Sickly dickly, bro.
Boink.
Got a lot of plants. It's
I
very different from what you and I have.
Yeah.
It's sick. Look at my fern.
Dude, that spot was probably so fucking gnarly.
Yeah, that spot in there is not fun. Yeah.
Inside of the arm and elbow.
He whispered to me as he was doing like the worst spot in there. I was just like sitting there like I want to fucking die. He just whispers, "Good job."
God, you're such a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, dude. The guy who tattoos us is mad cool. Yeah. So, would you say you have been training or no?
Just been not this week. I didn't really get to train a whole bunch because I was working a whole lot. So, you know, it is what it is. It's week by week, but I'm still losing weight, so that's good.
Yeah. What'd you do? Work like 13 hours yesterday?
Yeah, on a Saturday, I started working at like 5:30 in the morning, and then I finished up at like 9 at night.
That's a long day, man. That's like 16 hours or something like that. It's something like that.
That's pretty normal for me because like during the week, I'm up at 4:30, and then I usually go to bed about 9:30 to 10:30, somewhere around there.
Yeah, so you're home for like 30 minutes.
Yeah. You know, I don't really know anything else, man. That's just how I'm at. This is how I am.
That's tough, man.
Working or training. I don't really do anything else.
I don't know how you still make progress, like, because you're like short on sleep, short on time to prep or get food ready, and you're short on time to train.
Dude, so I don't know either, but like I don't know. It's weird, man. Like if I could not train for a year.
Yeah.
But like if I started training again in 10 weeks, I'm back where I was.
Yeah. I know a lot of guys like you that are just like they kind of maintain their strength like no matter what. You know what I mean?
I think, honestly, dude, I think it has everything to do with what I do for a living. Because my job is so manually fucking taxing that like I'm training every day pretty much.
Yeah,
bro,
I know what you mean.
It's so fucking hot here that I'm drinking minimum 2 gallons of water a day.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet.
And that's just to like be okay.
Yeah, man. I mean, you're outside a lot, yeah?
Yeah, 90% of the time I'm outside.
Dude, it's so brutal, man. Brutal.
Yeah, it's a rough one.
I can't imagine that. Like, we're at the point in the summer now where like we get a lot of 90-degree days, and it's just like when it's hot like that, just don't go outside like as much as possible.
Oh, what we got?
Oh, somebody's here.
Hi.
Hey. What's up, Leah?
Let's get this before I get yelled at by Stan again.
Thanks. Oh, we got Chris coming in too, if he can figure out the video.
Oh, I'm gonna figure it out. God damn it.
Let's go, fucking
What's up, man?
I'm gonna figure it out. God, no, I'm not. How do I do this?
There should
You'll figure it out.
What are you on your phone?
Yeah.
Oh, he got it. There we go.
The big-headed
Just flip that
Guido
shit
has
sideways,
made
Chris.
spirit.
Sideways this way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Whoa,
if he's
it
ever
didn't.
gonna get his-
Wait, it didn't flip
Wait,
you.
but now, hold on. But all of you guys are the other way.
Oh my
Do you
God.
have your screen lock on? Because you didn't flip like your.
I think it's your screen lock.
Yeah. We'll see.
Oh my God.
Wait, we're the same way. All right.
There we go. Okay, there we go.
Oh,
Jesus.
dude.
What's up, guys?
The fact that I was this way and you guys were all the other way, I wasn't going to be able to focus at all.
No.
Yeah, he's like,
Oh
all you
my
guys are
God.
the other way.
Yeah.
So what you were just out in Ohio, Chris, huh?
I was.
How come?
It's a shithole, isn't it?
Oh, no. Ohio's great. Ohio's great.
Ohio's a
It's,
shithole. It's okay.
It's real flat. It's real flat. There's a lot of green. I'm not
Yep.
used to that. I'm not used to a lot of green.
I know,
guys.
right?
There's not a lot of green out there.
Yeah.
They don't have trees out in the Jersey Shore.
I'm not from the goddamn Jersey Shore.
He's from Bergen County.
Thank
Hey,
you.
if you're Italian and from the East Coast, you're from Jersey Shore. That's just
I think, yeah, unfortunately, I think you're right.
You know who you actually kind of look like? Did you guys watch Jersey Shore?
Yes.
The show?
Yeah.
Chris kind of looks like Roger a little bit.
who the fuck is Roger?
He does.
You know what I'm saying?
He does. It was.
I
wasn't
feel
that
like you
his
should be
girlfriend?
very, very insulted right now.
No. Hold on. I'll pull
I
him
don't even know who Roger is, and I'm insulted.
up. Bree's in the back saying, yeah.
He's saying, yeah?
Bree.
Damn.
Roger was a
Jersey.
good guy. He was a good
Well,
guy.
Erin's standing over there shaking her head, too, yeah. So
Yeah?
I don't know.
Hi,
I guess
Erin.
so. I don't know.
Oh, that's
You're
She said hi.
Hi, Leah.
She said hi.
you're
I don't
definitely
know
a lot
who
bigger
is.
than
I'm
this
gonna have to
dude.
Google. That's his neck.
Dude,
Is
look at that
way-
guy's gyno.
neck is just not thick enough. I'm
Yeah, it's
sorry.
true. No, he just looks like if you lost like maybe 40 pounds or so
Oh,
and shaved your beard.
That guy looks like if Chris gained 20 pounds of gyno.
Yeah, kind of right.
A lot of estrogen.
Anyway, yeah. So why'd you go to Ohio? Just to hang?
just to hang. Actually, my boy Andy, Go Hard Barbell, has always wanted to go to Westside. It's his
Okay.
he's a Westside guy through and through.
Yeah.
He, I bust his balls for it all the time, but he's a Westside guy through and through, and he wanted nothing more than to go to Westside.
Cool.
And I was like, I don't really care to go to Westside, but I'll go with you,
Yeah.
and I'll go hang out with Lee,
Yeah.
Leah.
Yeah.
So he went and trained. I drove out. The puppy. I drove out and met him there. He trained Thursday or Friday morning at like the ass crack of dawn. They train at like 5:15.
Dude, that's so crazy.
He said, he was like, are you gonna come with me? And I go, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. He woke me up because he forgot the room key at like 8:30 after he worked out and he ate breakfast.
Yeah.
And he wanted me to go with him. No,
Imagine
sir.
trying to train that early after you fucking Bob Evans. Not a good time.
No.
Dude.
I
Wait.
just can't. I can't think about doing anything that early.
So did he?
I sure-
So if you were in Cincinnati, were you in Cincinnati or Columbus? That's a fucking long
Both.
drive because you were training down at the
both.
sweatshop, right?
Both, yeah. So we were staying in Columbus, like 10 minutes away from West Side, and then the second was at Saturday, whatever. We drove down west, north,
Yeah.
to Cincinnati. I don't know how.
South then?
South.
We drove south to Cincinnati, and it actually wasn't that bad of a drive.
Really? Yeah. What is it? 2 hours or something?
It's just a straight shot. It was actually kind of nice to see like farms
Yeah.
That was kind of cool. Like, I don't see farms.
It's a boring drive. It's terrible.
Oh no! I mean, if I had to do it probably more than 3 times, I'd be very bored. But
Yeah.
to see that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I thought.
Cincy, there's when we went to Cincinnati, there was way more like good food spots and stuff to go to than the few times. Whenever we go to Columbus, it's like kind of just like we go for the Arnold every year usually, and
Yeah.
it's always like the Arnold's kind of fun, but everything else is just kind of like shit. But when we went out to Cincinnati, we've been out there once. It was pretty cool. We found a lot to do, and there was like a lot of good food and shit. So, I mean, it's definitely a lot more fun down there.
We came back to Columbus after we worked out. So we didn't even get to go out in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
But I guess that means I'll have to take another trip.
Hey, so I have been getting yelled at. What's that, Dalton?
Cincinnati
getting yelled at.
is actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Columbus is the shithole of America.
Dalton, have you been getting people coming into your DMs yelling at you for us not introing people on the podcast?
No, because I'm scary and you're a nerd.
So I've had like 7 or 8 people DM me and be like, bro, the podcast is cool, but you guys really need to like introduce your guests.
I think you forget, Dan, like people.
Multiple people are saying that?
Do anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, all right, dude, I just don't know how to do an introduction. Like, it's kind of feels forced and awkward. You guys are both all-time world record holders now, though, yeah. So,
Well,
do you guys
Chris has asterisks if you ask certain people.
Yeah, that's so,
I got
yeah.
one asterisk on one and another one.
You know what's funny is
I don't care.
I talked about that on the last podcast, I think, or maybe it was 2 podcasts ago. We were talking about like how some people care about that shit, like whether it's like in this meet or that meet or whatever. I don't personally care, but that's definitely like a big thing, huh?
I guess.
Yeah, I don't think it
so.
matters. I think what the lifts look like obviously matters, and
Right.
I mean, we were texting earlier. I think you put on a good performance at that last meet, and I clearly, since you didn't get any hate on it, you definitely did, because you're someone who like people fucking are ready when.
Well, so, as soon as I hit my third, I sent it to Leah and I said, "Is this gonna get shit on the internet?" And she said, "No, it looks good." And I was like, "All right, cool."
Yeah.
I did the same thing to him at the
Leah's stamp of approval.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
I'll
I
take
did the
it.
same thing to him at the Pro-Am after my squat. Literally the first thing I said to him was, I was like, "Is that going to be posted on Squat Clowns?" He goes, "Absolutely not."
Oh,
I
dude.
was like, "Okay."
Walking off the platform, it was fantastic. It was fantastic.
Dude, it's such a good feeling. Go ahead, Dalton.
If I take a squat in a meet and it doesn't go on Squat Clowns, I'm not trying. I mean, come on,
Dude.
I'm so openly high squatter.
Yeah.
I refuse
Oh,
to go to
Dalton.
that.
Some people just are. It's fine.
I refuse it, bro. I'm fat and it hurts and I don't like it. I'm gonna cut that bitch 1 inch to 2 inches high. Fuck all y'all.
See what
1 to
happens.
2. 1 to 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
1 to 2 and see what happens.
Maybe when I squat 1,000, I'll cut it 5 inches high and do it in someone's backyard.
Like actually in someone's backyard. But maybe you wear an integrity shirt.
Yeah. So look, I ordered this for you. I ordered a depth shirt.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
It came in yesterday. I was like, I'm gonna fucking buy this dumbass shirt for this dude.
Wait, that's pretty cool. Let me see
Yes.
that. Is that like
The only reason I bought it because it has a fucking Satan pentagram, so I'll still wear it after this.
that's like a Slayer shirt like knockoff, isn't it? Isn't that like
Yeah.
one of, yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, we gotta intro these guys. Hold on.
We should that, right? Yeah.
So
We should do that.
yeah, we should. So
What?
we have Chris Delafave or Fave. I never know what to say, man. Delafave, right? Okay, I thought so.
It's
Delafave.
Bro,
I thought so.
it's Italian. It's extra as fuck. Della Fa.
Dude, it's hard with people's last names because like when you see someone in person, you just say their first name or you say man or bro. You know what I mean?
Hi.
All right. Well, now we know how to say it.
Unicorn.
I don't know your name.
Do you want to?
Hi.
Yeah, dude, I do that sometimes. Do you want to tell them what the record you just broke was, like the exact numbers?
Yeah.
Mine?
Yes.
Oh, Yeah, it was I broke the 242 all-time total record.
Yeah.
That Matt Manuth just broke a couple years ago at the first cool WPO.
Yeah, and that's in an extremely
cool one.
competitive weight class too.
Yeah.
So.
I've been after for a couple years. Some of the things that have gone into hitting this total. So it was kind of cool. But I went 1074, which was I think a little PR 42.
Yeah.
Then I went 766, which was a huge.
Nice. Yeah.
That was a big. It was like almost. I think it was like a 40-pound PR.
Oh shit, man. That's pretty good considering the shape that your upper body's in. You're pretty torn to shit, huh?
Yeah, I mean my pecs. We're good. We keep them together. It's fine.
Yeah.
And then, which bothered me the most was I only pulled 865 because I missed 893.
Gotcha.
Which was the number I really wanted.
Yeah.
And I missed it, and it still bothers me.
So is that I noticed when I was watching your deadlift video, I noticed so you obviously knew you were going to break the all-time world record with that pull, and that was what the 760 860 860 or something.
865.
Yeah, 865. So is that why you were smiling before you did it, cuz you're like I know this is going to break the total, and 865 or whatever is kind of a joke for you now? So you kind of like knew I could tell you knew you were going to pull it cuz you're like smiling like this is about to be sick.
Yeah.
So you took another one after that.
But you didn't get that. So I actually lowered my opener because of where I was subtotal wise. I lowered my opener to I think it was like 8 1/4.
Yeah.
To for a total PR.
Okay.
Just to make sure that I got it.
Yeah.
Total PR, and then I knew at that point I had 1 to 2 shots.
Yeah.
To, take a conservative jump if my opener didn't look good for, something in between 8 1/4 and 865, or just go right to it and then take a bigger jump or take something on my third.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was going to open 855. So
yeah.
I knew that 865 was kind of there.
The big deadlift, man. You're definitely one of the more like well-rounded on all three lifts for sure. Like they're all like you list out all those numbers and they're all like, oh wow, that's a fucking big one. You know what I mean? Like a nearly 1,100 pound squat. What was it? Mid or high sevens on the bench?
766.
Yeah, so mid to high sevens on bench, and then almost a 900 pound deadlift. Like it's pretty. Those are all fucking like.
He's strong.
I don't want to use the word respectable because like no fucking shit it is. You know what I mean? Like those are big numbers.
Strong.
Yeah. Like they're all definitely like, oh yeah, that's strong. You know what I mean? There's none that you're like, oh well, yeah. Like
I do like to make sure that it's not all just in one place or it's not all focused on one thing because, I blew my pec off and I had to rebuild a bench.
Yeah.
So I knew that the other two lifts had to kind of take a little more. So they kind of grew at the same time. But then, I just wanted to make sure that I totally lost my train of thought.
I'm interested. And we got to intro Leah in a second, but I'm interested to hear.
I totally lost my train of thought. I was like,
that's all good, dude.
I'm just gonna tell them.
Trying to sound so goddamn sentimental.
I do that every time, man. I
know.
I don't know where I'm gonna go with this.
I actually have a question for you. So with that much weight on the deadlift, does it make the technical part of it that much more shitty just because of the whip? Like, is that why it's so much easier to miss those than lower weights? Other than obviously
I think
heavier.
Because the bar because the bar slacks so much at those heavier loads, like if you don't catch it, like if you don't catch the whip, it's gonna throw you all over the place.
Yeah, because you see dudes doing this number, and
and that's because positionally they could have been off balance because of the barbell or the slack out of the bar.
Chris is just so strong too. Like when he pulls slack, when he grabs with his underhand, he's slacking like 700, like off the floor. Like he's just. Do you ever watch him deadlift? Like he's just so strong. He's got these long
really
arms.
piss me off.
And like the way he just slacks, like just with his underhand, I'm like, holy cow!
Yeah.
I was like, how is this guy doing this?
That I guess technique. I don't even know what you want to call it. Like that position, I just kind of randomly found one day, just messing around.
You're just a good deadlifter. You're built to deadlift.
No, I did 100,000%. But like that, like underhand slack, like load kind of thing was just messing around one day in the gym. And I was like, that felt good.
Yeah.
Dalton Stan. He told me he pulled 600 when he was 15. Like just kind of goofing around at the gym. Like that was the first time he pulled 600 pounds. So I was like,
I pulled 800 before Instagram, but there's no proof of it. So I don't know what to tell you.
So you can't, it happened though.
I know. I
heard about it.
That's strong.
Derek here was there too, and he said it was good. So
hey, he gave you 2 whites.
What's So
I swear to God, we need to make a fucking scrapbook of just screenshots of Chris and people arguing on the Instagram. It's literally it's fucking amazing because I'm just like, Chris, why are you writing novels arguing with these people?
Because he's bored. He's bored, Dalton. That's all
Dude,
it is.
you go fucking in, bro. You go in.
But just be better. Be better. Do better. Be better. Everyone should be better. If everyone was trying to be better, people wouldn't have to do that.
Dude, this is the only sport I've ever seen. Yeah. The only sport I've ever seen in my entire life where a bad call by a ref gets blamed on the athlete.
Yeah.
What the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
Like, why are you mad at me, dude? I didn't fucking pay the ref.
It's like over here. No.
Yeah.
If it's a bad call, like talk to that motherfucker.
So we got to introduce Leah now.
Leah too.
Yeah.
On the podcast. I was already on the podcast.
Yeah, so we already had Leah on. We didn't intro her that time either. Leah is definitely the strongest female powerlifter out there right now, currently competing. And,
when you look down right there, it looked like you had to Google who Leah was.
I mean, at the rate you're going too, Leah, like at the rate you're going, you're going to be the strongest ever too. So
all time.
For real.
Is something that I'm working for.
Yeah.
Definitely that total. I think that'll be sick. I'm hoping give me 2022, 2023. I can just put it all together.
So what do you feel like you need to improve the most to make that happen? Like which lift?
My bench.
Yeah.
I just haven't been able to find a shirt that really works for me.
Yeah.
I finally got a bigger chest plate, smaller sleeves. I mean, I think that's going to be a shirt that works for me.
Yeah.
It's just been a kind of a cluster. I mean, my raw bench is really starting to take off.
Yeah, I saw that. I've seen that.
Yeah. So just some like technique fixes, some different cues. I'm trying to really focus as much as I did on squat with my bench and deadlift, because like when you start to train for an all-time world record total, you have to really like, it's different than training for a squat, like all-time world record. But when you're training for that total, you're like, okay, I got to train for a total now, not just the squat. Does that make sense?
100%, yeah.
I know you and Chris know what it's like to train for these all-time world record things y'all are talking about, but like Stan and I, we're just having fun.
Well,
I have fun.
I have
fun.
fast.
I have fun.
We're trying to fucking just lift better than we did yesterday, guy. Okay.
Me too.
Yeah.
We're trying to do the same thing. We're doing the
You
same
fucking
thing.
strong socks.
We definitely have fun. 99.9% of the time, my workouts always end up in me talking about food or whatever. like I'm always having a blast in the gym.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
Does it ever feel like a job when y'all, because now that you have this real goal, and it's pretty much a goal that everyone who knows you knows about, does it ever feel like the pressure of a job or the pressure of this or this, that, and the other with nerves and everything?
no. I think for me it's just everyone's really excited and like they want to show me more attention now. I'm like, no, like I don't want attention.
Yeah.
Type of thing. So it's kind of, but I mean, not really. Like I'm, regardless of what happens, I'm still going to lift. You know, like if I start to put pressure on myself, that's whenever things start to like, it's not fun anymore. And then like, what's the point? You know.
Mm-hmm.
So
that was the conversation that happened. About 7 weeks ago between you and I.
Yeah.
What's that?
That exact thing. That if you're not
Really?
having fun, then what are you doing? And if you put too much pressure on yourself, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
you're supposed to be. This is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be fun, right? It's a hobby.
We don't get paid for this unless you're Chris, and then you just do all the money meets and and win.
make a little bit of money, yeah, for sure.
But those don't pay our
Chris,
bills.
what do you do for a living?
I'm a teacher.
No, you're fucking not.
Dalton,
Dude,
I said the same thing.
Both my parents are teachers, and they don't look like Chris.
Could you imagine that being your high school teacher? You just walk in classes.
My dad looked like Sam Elliott and fucking some other hillbilly came together and had a baby.
Is high school what you teach, or she?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I teach.
You teach high school kids?
Accounting. I'm an accounting teacher.
Really? I was gonna
Dalton's
guess.
losing his mind.
For some reason, I was thinking. I was gonna guess science. My my high school physics teacher like had like this weird like blonde dyed mohawk, and like he was in a band and like all this like random shit. So I was gonna guess that you were a physics teacher or something, like because I remember
it's way hard. No, I could never teach physics. Those kids are way too smart for me.
You and Bob Merck need to make some T-shirts or something to say "World's Strongest Teachers" or some shit, dude.
That would be cool.
Right.
I would wear one.
Dude, that is a funny. Y'all could be like Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger from Twins.
Who's who?
Well, obviously, Chris.
Chris wants to be
Arnold. You can be Arnold.
Okay.
Chris is like, I'm not Danny. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Dude, that's fucking crazy. God damn it, dude. I didn't know you were a fucking teacher.
Yes, sir.
The best internet troll is a teacher.
What?
I said the best internet troll is a teacher.
Dude, that's like that's fucking awesome. Holy shit, that's fucking awesome.
Do you do anything else around the school, or you just teach like that one class?
I used to coach football and wrestling, baseball.
I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah, the whole nine. And then the gym actually business picked up in the past couple of years, and it made more sense to just see that kind of grow a little bit and not coach anymore. And I think it was the right call. But I do miss coaching.
When you would coach, would you like get like real hyped up and throw your clipboard and your headset and shit? You seem like
I get real jacked up.
I could see that.
I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Yeah. Yeah, the only time that I ever dip was during football season, and I would just be running up and down the sidelines. Up and down the sidelines. Up and down the sidelines.
That's funny.
Yeah.
God damn. That's
Leah,
funny.
you just did that fucking 700-pound box squat. What the fuck, man?
Oh my goodness! Did you see the set before it where I literally just fell on the box?
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah, and then she laughs as she's squatting it.
That was 660, and it was already PR. I'm like, wow, I really messed that up.
Dude, that happened to me before too. For some reason, like you unrack it.
Yeah, not only is she laughing on the way up, she's literally midway up, turns her head and starts laughing. Like, oh, this way is such a joke that I don't respect anything about it.
No, not that. It's just like I can't. I was like, did I really just do that?
It almost
Sure
looked
did.
It almost looked like you had a random thought, like 5 inches from the box, and you were like, "What am I gonna do later?" And then you just sat on your fucking ass as hard as you could.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you're like, oh, okay.
I know.
Yeah. So, there's
Okay.
the box.
Yeah, that was a pretty big PR on that with that giant Cambridge bar for a box squat. Pretty big
Yeah.
PR.
I love giant camber bars.
I
love
wish
it.
that could be a lift in a meet.
Same.
Giant camber bar with
Box
chain and front pulling band box squat. That in a meet. I want to do that in a meet.
With what, like 3 blues on each side or something?
No,
Yeah.
600 pounds of chains.
We had that like at the gym I was training at. We had like that shitty like rackable camber bar with like it comes out
terrible.
and it goes out
It
to
goes
this
like
far, but
that?
the handles are like in close for some reason, and they don't
Yeah,
drop.
all like this.
Yeah, it feels like shit, dude. Like
Dude, if your shoulders are wider than a 10-year-old, it sucks.
yeah, because he's right. You're literally like your hands are only like this wide out. It feels fucked up. So
Yeah,
I end up putting my hands down by the plate, but then they're like still facing this way. You know what I mean? It just feels weird.
I put my hands like this,
That's
Ow.
how I hold it.
Yeah.
facing
that's
Okay.
a
out
idea.
like that.
I get what you're
Underhanded.
saying.
Under
Yeah.
your hand,
That's
yeah.
a good idea.
Yeah.
Dude, because like if you try to hold it like this, you look like Tommy Boy, like a fat guy in a little coat. It's just not happening.
There's no way I'm getting my hands here.
No.
You guys.
Under a bar? No way. The fuck am I gonna do this?
That fucking neck don't do that, bro.
Yeah. Yo, so what's good, dude? How do you get your neck thick like that?
We
Wrestling.
just talked about this too.
I'm calling
Yo.
it. Is it wrestling?
Chris, like before bed, he's like doing fucking the neck bridges in his.
No, that's- Everyone swears never once have I ever done any kind of neck movement.
Really?
You were never a wrestler?
No. I coached, but I didn't. I've played football.
How long have you been doing like the excessive amounts of accommodating resistance? Like, has that been a long time thing or only recently? Because I wonder.
I love how you said excessive amount.
No. The reason I'm wondering is like, right, like when you stand up and you have to like stabilize all that weight and like your upper back and traps and everything are working. Like, I wonder if that has anything to do with it. Unless that's something that you just only started doing within the last like year or two. I don't know.
I would say probably since I got hurt, but a little bit after. I would say probably the past 3 years.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you always have a thick neck? Probably.
Yes. Yeah.
So you got hurt, and then your solution was
Neck bridges.
more accommodating resistance.
I got hurt using straight bar, straight weight.
Yeah.
He doesn't like train like typical conjugate Dalton. Like he was probably just doing straight bar, straight weight, like blocks or something.
No, I wasn't doing conjugate when I got hurt.
Yeah.
Dude, none of this conversation, none of this is making any sense, and I'm just here for it. So
You're mind blown. You are completely mind blown, aren't you?
Why? You can ask me whatever you want. I'm an open book. I'll talk to you about anything, pal.
Dalton's like,
pretty sure-
not conjugate. What the?
yeah, no shit. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure Chris just started like doing more conjugate type of things in the past like 3 years.
I'm pretty sure you've always been multiply though, right? Or a little
Always.
bit of single.
Always.
Didn't you do like 1 or 2 single ply meets or something?
I did a couple single ply deadlift meets.
That's right. But you've always, it's multiply through and through. That's how it always has
Always. I honestly think that's why it's, knock on wood, kept me the majority healthy besides this for so long. Because
Well, I think more multiply people get hurt training because we train raw so often.
Yeah.
Than they ever do in their gear.
I mean, I got hurt raw.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
I was saying.
Well, how many
triple
people do you know that have blown a pec off with a fucking 3-ply shirt on? You know.
I've heard of people losing triceps.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
That could be because their sleeve is so fucking tight in the beginning and all that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But no, I mean, you don't usually hear about tearing titties in shirts.
So with you always being multiply, what did your training look like straight bar, straight weight? Because for as long as I've been in this, I've only known conjugate.
Same.
It was like almost linear, like 85% for 3 doubles.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
88% versus blah blah blah.
Yeah.
92%. Yeah.
Do you find with that, like, it was like, if it's the thing that gives me trouble, because I don't, well, right now I'm not training really in gear right now at all, but when I train in gear, I was starting to move away from doing like conjugate type of setup. And the only issue I'd run into is like, if you say are doing the same movement 2 weeks in a row, if the first week doesn't go as easy as you think or something, or it feels like shit, the second week you need a little bit more. You like kind of gotta get yourself a little more hyped up for it. You know what I mean? Because you're like, you already know what it felt like last week, rather than when everything's rotating so much. By the time you come to something, you don't have any preconceived conception of it, because you're just like, I did this like 3 months ago, like whatever. I'll be able to get a 5-pound PR no matter what. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why I think you have to make sure that I lost my train of thought again. Jesus Christ!
Are you a little...
Every time he slows down, I know he's losing it.
I'm
a little stoned. Are you as well? I'm getting that feeling.
I'm like thinking, and I'm like, I
trying to look at Chris
ADHD.
closer.
If you haven't figured it out, I have a little bit of ADHD.
He's
okay.
a little ADHD.
Well, why don't we get into some questions, because these always take a while, and we've been running for 40 minutes already.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Do you think that the accommodating resistance just helped you learn how to strain in your gear? Because that's what it did for me.
Just to feel the weight at the top.
Because I know you are a huge fan of speed days, and but I will say that your argument, I won't agree with it, but your argument made good points when you said you have to be this high of a level athlete for you to not really get anything out of it anymore. That was the point that you made where I was like, all right, I guess.
Well, I think
and that was the whole point of my argument. I didn't say that it doesn't work for everyone. I just think that at a certain point.
You did preface that. You said it does work for a lot of people.
A lot of people can benefit if it's done correctly.
Yeah.
I put out a very well-written article.
Yeah.
Well, Chris is also
about my
like
feelings on speed day and how it should be done. And I feel like if you do it like that, there's a lot more benefit for anyone, but especially for someone who isn't at that, that upper tier.
Yeah, if you're not squatting over 1,000, over 1,100, you can really, because like speed day helped me get to 900.
I honestly think that, there isn't a number. No, you thought I was going to go. There isn't a number that it's like, oh, you have to be a 1100, you have to be a 1200, you have to be a. I think at a certain point,
Yeah.
you're only so fast. And if you're at that level, you're only gonna be so fast.
I think we're all thinking the same thing right now.
And moving something that's light, fast, isn't going to make you stronger if you're already overly fast.
So that's
explosive.
That's exactly what I was thinking, and probably what Leah was thinking too, because I kind of saw her wheel spinning. Is like, Chris, you're fast, anyways.
Yeah.
So and you're not showing any signs of like getting slower during your lift. So why would you go and do speed work to work on the thing you're already really good at? Like, you're already really fast. So the only thing you need to work on is like straining. You know what I mean? Like, that makes sense to me.
And that's my idea, or not my idea. It's not my idea. Oh, it's not my idea. That's my thought process behind all the obscene amounts of AR, because you're going to strain longer because you're getting all of that added on top through lockout. Right? Yeah, it's through lockout that you're getting. When you're picking that, it's 12 at the top, right? Bands, chains, whatever you want to call it. As you're squatting, it's getting lighter, but it's still fucking weight, right? It's not. It doesn't go from 1200 to 600, instantaneously. At the bottom, there's still, if it's 12 at the top, maybe it's 8 at the bottom, 850 at the bottom, or who knows, right? Who knows unless you measure it out. But you want to get fast, but you don't need to strain that hard. You don't need to feel 12 at the top and 12 at the bottom, because then you're just beating yourself into the ground. Yeah,
it makes sense too.
That's what, like, everybody sees Louis preach speed and shit, bro. When I was there, I was doing fucking like 5 plates and chains for speed work. I was not that strong. There was nothing speedy about it, bro. I was getting fucking stapled for 12 sets of doubles every set, bro. like that was not speed day. That was, okay, we're gonna make Dalton shit his fucking pants day.
Bury him into the ground day.
Yeah.
Why do you feel? Because Leah, you do speed work, right? So what do you feel like what do you feel like you benefit from that, like, the most?
I think, like, clearly just the conditioning aspect of things, like learning how to. I think that's why. I think that's what a lot of powerlifters are missing is their conditioning to get through an entire meet at like a peak performance level. So I like to treat it as that.
Will get you a shake.
Oh yeah, especially the speed lower days. I just like to work on technique too. Like, I think it's like, I always feel like there's something you can fix, something you can do, and I don't want to do it on a max lower day. So let's do it on my speed day if I need to fix some some kind of squat or deadlift technique or try something different. But usually it's just like the work.
Wait, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be better to fix form and technique with something a little bit heavier? Because 40% versus an average is like not gonna show much of a weakness or show much of an issue, but
I think for me
60% versus 2 averages might show some weaknesses, and that's not max effort if you do it for 3 doubles.
As much as I want to disagree with you,
you can't, because I always have.
Obviously, the heavier the weight, the more breakdown and technical fatigue you're going to see. So.
Yeah, and I agree with that. But I mean, I think for me, it's just like, I mean, I'm lucky enough to have like training partners with good eyes. So it's like, if they can see something that needs to be fixed, it's like more of a repetition type of thing for me.
I think that goes back to him saying doing it correctly, because you're thinking about it correctly and doing it correctly.
Right.
Just going speed day and doing 12 doubles with 10-second breaks between it, not even thinking about your technique at all, is not correct.
And looking like absolute dog shit.
Oh, I
Not
look at
you.
I watch my videos.
Not
Thank
you.
you. I know I do have a sexy squat.
But like, Jesus Christ, if you're gonna do speed work, at least make it look nice, people in the internet.
I don't understand
And
like
you
the
don't have to
flop and
post
the
all
slop.
your
Yeah.
sets.
Yeah.
You don't have to post all your sets.
Say it again. Don't post all your fucking sets.
You don't need to post 12 doubles, and you need to trim your videos.
Who has
If you're
time to
gonna
do
post
that?
them, speed it all up. Give yourself a little bit of an advantage and speed it up. Come on.
We
Like-
pressed a button here.
Like, what are we doing? People on
That
the
is the
internet?
most confrontational person you'll ever meet in your life.
What's that?
What are you
Stan, you're so non-confrontational. You're just sitting back like a nice person.
Well, no, it's because the audio sounds like shit if we all talk over each other. So I'm trying to let you guys finish.
That's every podcast. Let's get this.
Dude, I see both points of view because, like, for me, I haven't seen a ton of progress in my squat from doing speed work, but I also, when I do it, I use it as an opportunity to like go through like the mental cues more so than thinking of it as like, oh, this is too light or too heavy to strengthen a position or go over something. But it's like you're like going through the routine over and over and over, and then I also see like the point of view of like for me personally, it seems like when I focus more on the max efforts and then take that day instead of doing speed squats to do accessories and recover, it seems like I just improve week to week drastically, especially with the squat. Whereas when I start doing speed work and doing the max efforts, it just starts where every week I start getting a little bit more fatigued. A little bit more
You
fatigued.
get a little bit more run down, and you get a little bit more like, I don't feel so fast.
Yep. So for me, I'll take the less practice over the like. I'll take the recovery instead. You know what I mean? But I do get like I've done a lot of speed work where I think it improved my squat a lot. And I think it's good to come back to occasionally to like just be like, all right, like just like check, make sure all the fucking check engine lights and everything are like good to go, like all the cues are still intact.
Yeah. So I will say that I will do once in a while like a 20 sets of 2 day.
Yeah.
If I don't want to like really squat, but I need to do something and do like 20 sets of 2 with like 45 seconds rest.
He said 20 sets.
Yeah, me.
Yeah,
if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it like obnoxiously.
So I feel like
20.
If I'm going to do it, I want to do it obnoxiously.
I'm going to do it. If I'm going to do the speed work, I'm going to do it obnoxiously. So I'm going to do like 20 doubles where it's like all the bands and no weight.
2 sets of 20. You're out in 20 minutes, bro. You're good to go.
2 sets of 20. Are you outrageous? You're outrageous, sir.
It's cardio.
I'm not doing no.
I don't even remember the last time I did a set over 5.
Would you guys?
Somebody told me that breaking in a shirt, I needed to do sets of 10, and I was like, oh, okay.
In a shirt.
Oh, okay. So I gave it to somebody else that weighed like 20 pounds lighter than me, and I said, you do sets of 20, and then it'll be fine. So that's how we broke that shirt in.
Nice. I feel like the takeaway, and you guys can let me know if you agree. I feel like the takeaway is like if you feel like you're getting something out of doing a certain thing like speed work or not doing it or then it's obviously it's probably going to work for you. You know what I mean? Like we're talking to 2 people right here that have all-time world records, and one of them loves doing speed work. The other one can really take it or leave it. Doesn't really like to do it, and it's like you can't really say either of them are wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
If it works for you, it fucking works, man. I see dudes do JM presses like a fucking regular flat bench, but if their bench is going up, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
But just like make it look better
Yeah.
on the internet. Just make it look better. Like trim your videos, not all your sets. Pick like your best 3. I feel like that's fair.
Do not show your 135 warm up as fast as you can pull it off the ground because you're Eric Lillybridge's biggest fan. Stop it. Stop.
Guys, we haven't started the questions yet. Let's get on to
Yeah,
those.
we do have questions. We need to get it together.
So I have a couple old ones that I didn't get to on the last podcast. We'll do those first. And hopefully they're not pissed that you guys are answering them instead of I don't even remember who was on the last one.
Dude, that guy got so mad in our comment section.
Why?
Oh.
Some kid said we were fucking like, we wouldn't let that one guy talk, and like, which is true because I mean
that's you, Dalton.
I didn't take my Adderall, so I was like, Rah!
Dalton's the king of interrupting.
Yeah, but I'm self-aware, so fuck all y'all.
Okay. Anyways, so we got who's your favorite lifter to watch, male or female? They said male and female, so both.
Leah and Chris answered this on their live that had the worst connection ever.
Oh, did you?
That was Chris.
I was driving. Hold on. I need to explain myself here. Okay. I was driving there was nothing around me in Pennsylvania. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It was just highway.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The worst live I've ever had to sit through in my entire life.
Yeah.
How do you have cell phone reception? How do you not? There's nothing around.
Dude, that's the entirety of Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sitting here, I'm like what happening? No, ridiculous, unacceptable.
Dude, the reason that there isn't is because there's nothing around.
Right.
Yeah.
There's cell phone service everywhere. It's 2021.
Yeah.
You gotta have cell towers, Chris.
So wait, so who's your favorite lifters to watch?
Mine are like, I do enjoy Chris, but aside from him, Bob, Brian, girls, I really enjoy watching Katie Brent at Sweatshop. Cosette, she's like a little cyborg where she just like gets to work and like has no emotion on her face at all. Like
She didn't smile the entire time I was in there.
I know.
While she was training. As soon as she was done training, it was like totally different person. It was crazy.
Oh, totally different person. Totally different person.
Totally.
Amber, I like to watch Amber. There's a lot of people. Honestly, like if I like to watch, I really do enjoy watching lifting videos and watching people lift and see them hit PRs.
I was gonna say the same thing. Like I don't think I have a favorite. Like obviously my friends and my training partners, I want them to succeed. Obviously, I want them to beat me. That's the whole point. But everyone else is like, scrolling. Oh, that's good.
So you guys don't have like, Chris, you're not like going through Instagram. You don't have one that like you're kind of scrolling through quickly, and then you go, "Oh shit, was that so and so?" And then you got to scroll back and be like, I want to watch this." You don't have one of those? I have one of those.
Who's that?
For me, it'd be Dan Green. Like, I've thought Dan Green was the sickest since I got into powerlifting. So like he'll post like. He's been posting these deadlift videos lately that are like insane.
I've seen them. He pulled like 915 for like a triple.
Yeah,
what?
and then
off of a deficit.
Yeah,
also like a 2-man deficit. It was insane.
Oh my God.
And every single rep looked like a 10 and a half.
Yeah,
a 10 and a half. He looked like he was gonna fucking die.
He'll do like exactly. He'll do like he'll do sets of good mornings like that too on the safety squat bar where like the first rep looks like he's gonna die, and then he'll do like 10 more.
Yeah, it's like what?
That's
how do you
insane.
do that?
He's pretty insane.
He also does.
My favorite is fucking Jimmy Cole with that 1120 fucking bench, bro.
Did you see it,
dude?
I didn't see the bench, but I saw like, that
it was so fast.
I saw it on somebody's
He's
story.
open there.
Really?
So they didn't give it in the first one. He benched it twice.
Stop.
Yes, they didn't
That's
give him the first one.
amazing.
Bro, second one, he comes down and fucking touches. Boom.
I need to see this video.
Dude, from the video
Was it
that
a
I
single
watched.
play? Was it a single play?
Yes, of course it was.
Jesus.
Crazy.
Biggest bench in human history. Single ply. He beat the band
11-20.
guys. Bro, he said, okay, you take your 8-ply band shirt, I'm gonna fucking rape you with my single ply.
Katana.
Yes.
That's crazy.
He's a fucking freak, dude. He's literally the only natty claim guy that I believe. He's the only one I believe.
Think?
Because he literally said, he's like, I don't give a fuck about any of you enough to lie to you. He's like, if I want to do the shit, I'll fucking do the
Stan's
shit.
face.
I have no opinion on that. I don't know.
Stan's face.
I just think that's a terrible.
What is your reason to?
Terrible excuse or reason or statement. That's not gonna do it for me.
Well, I like it, Chris. That's all that matters.
That's just not gonna
As long
do
as
it
you're
for
happy.
me.
As long as you're happy.
Dalton's like, I've been over his house. I know him really well. I don't think he would do that.
All he has is D-ball. It's not drugs, okay?
What is?
Hey, innocent until proven guilty. This is America, goddammit.
What's the most unique thing?
Hooray on my fucking parade.
Integrity.
Integrity. Dude, that hashtag in our messages was the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. As soon as you sent that shit, I was like, what the fuck is going on right now? Okay, Stanley, next question.
This is a good one to follow that up with. At this point, do you think the band shirts / unlimited will be here to stay going forward?
Oh yeah, it's not going anywhere.
They're not going anywhere.
I don't think it's going to go
Do you
anywhere.
guys want to explain, or have you seen one of those, Leah, in person? I think so, right?
I have. I put on, whenever I was in Connecticut, I put on Skivas once. It was really weird.
Do you want to explain what the difference is? Because a lot of people probably don't even know what that is. You know what I mean?
Chris would be better at explaining the difference.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just keep your train of thought, Chris. You can do this.
I got it. I would equate a band shirt, with people with a slingshot, right? That's probably more of a well-known thing, right? Well, a band shirt is like a slingshot with sleeves.
Okay.
So not only do you have the compression around, just here, you have compression around your triceps, you have compression everywhere, and it's basically like you're loading a spring. And the premise behind it is the same premise with a poly shirt, but the cut, the groove, everything is entirely different. It's honestly comparing apples to oranges. Yeah. It's not even remotely close to the same thing. And I don't care what anybody says. If anyone says differently, they're lying.
It's like an OG Leviathan and a singlet. It's not in the same game.
So I've had this conversation a lot. And I always get into this argument with people when they say, well, that's just the next stage of geared lifting, right? And my argument is yes and no, okay? When you went from single ply to multiply, right, you had to learn a new skill.
Yeah.
Right? You had to learn a new skill to get more out of the gear. Yes, we can all agree on that. Yeah. Right? Now, to go from multiply, to go from the 3-ply poly shirts to a 3-ply band shirt, there is no, and I'm sorry, there is no additional skill needed.
Really?
The groove, I feel, is so much easier in the band shirt to
Really?
bench significantly more weight. Like
Yeah.
not even close. I'm talking like 250 pounds more.
Yeah.
I've never even touched one before. I've seen them, but I've never actually like felt
They
what
feel
they-
like
It feels like a slingshot.
Kevlar. They feel like Kevlar.
really.
You know what's funny is a lot of people that have never used a multiply shirt, the band shirts are more like what they think. Like a lot of people when they are like, oh, you bench
Yes,
a shirt,
100%.
they go, so is it like a slingshot? And you're like, well, no. It's really hard. It's way harder to describe even what a regular multiply bench shirt is, like what it's doing exactly. Because it's like, well, you're in a shirt that doesn't bend, but you're trying to get the bar to touch you. Like it kind of doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean?
just bent your elbow.
Tell them it's a Snuggie made out of plastic.
And it's the most like, and the band shirts you can take off in between sets, like they slide right off.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna order one right fucking now. Oh my god,
He's
dude!
so.
I am such a pussy when it comes to bench shirts, bro. Such a pussy. Like, dude, the whole time in a bench shirt session, I'm sitting there crying. I'm like, this fucking hurts. I don't want to do this anymore. Fucking arms getting pinched. Just fuck that.
Yeah.
No, I purposely wear a looser shirt on
Yeah,
purpose.
that's where I'm at now.
I'm a baby in a bench shirt.
Yeah.
100%.
Dude,
My
we're
arms-
in the same boat, bro. We're both
I don't
captains on
know.
the ship.
This is a funny story. Speaking of, at that meet in Florida, I'm warming. After I was done squatting, you know the story. After I was done squatting, and ate, hydrated up, go to start warming up to bench. My hands are completely numb, and I've only had the shirt on. I haven't even taken my first set in the shirt. Completely numb.
That sucks.
Okay. Hold on, it gets so much better.
Oh my god.
I go, all right, let's take it off, but let's take 5 plates first.
Yeah.
So I get on the bench, and I couldn't open my hands because I couldn't feel them.
Oh my
So
god.
Mike had to open my hand around the bar and wrap my hand around the bar on both sides, and kind of like make sure that I was good. And I took like the ugliest double to a 3-board you've ever seen in your life, and then I had a panic attack. Because the shirt wasn't coming off, and I thought that my hands were going to just fall off.
Dude, we got someone stuck in a bench shirt at our gym before. It was this old dude that kept coming in, and like we didn't really like him, but like he would like get in a bench shirt and like miss the weight, and then he'd be like, oh, it's the shirt, and like he had like 5 shirts in his bag, so he'd put a different one on. But one time he like made us get him into this really tight Evil Twin bench shirt, and dude, seriously, like we couldn't get him out of it for like a half hour. We were all trying really hard, and like his hands were literally like fucking black, like, and we're like,
That's
I was
my
like,
biggest nightmare.
I'm
That's
like,
my
dude,
biggest
I'm like, honestly, yeah, I'm like,
flashback
bro,
right now.
there's like scissors right over there. I was like, I can cut this off of you. I don't think I can get this off of you. And he was like, no, don't cut it. So like we finally got it off like 20 minutes later. But like, dude, I wouldn't say I was scared because like the guy was really fucking annoying, so I didn't really care. But at the same time, I'm like, dude, like I don't want to like spend the rest of my fucking night doing this. And, like, it's pretty, dude. It's like it doesn't make any sense how you can get it on and then have it not come off, but like it really can get fucking like stuck on.
No,
you.
it really can.
Dude, when you start training, you get a pump.
That's
Yeah.
it. You get a pump, and like I have bigger forearms, so once the shirt goes on and I get a forearm pump, like that
Yeah.
shirt's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So we finally get it off, and I take a knife and I cut the stitches on both sleeves in the warm-up room, put it back on. I cut halfway up both sleeves.
That's
There
how
you
you
go.
know it's an Enzer, when you can cut the stitches and still use it.
No.
Overkill.
It's my overkill. It's my overkill.
No fucking way.
I had the sleeves taken in.
Oh god.
I had the sleeves taken in, and I guess I got a little too fat. enemy.
Yeah, so you just took out where it's like pinched together, or what?
It was pinched from this. It was pinched the entire tricep.
Yeah.
I took probably out up to like here.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, what would
that
you have
much.
done if that shirt wasn't taken in and it was like that?
I have a bigger one.
There you go.
Okay.
I think
I always travel with a bigger shirt and a smaller shirt just in case.
I think Dalton was thinking when you were originally saying that you cut the actual shirt.
Oh, no,
You know what I mean?
no, that would have been bad.
Well, dude,
Yeah.
because like I mean, Inzer, so you can blow the stitches here and still use it.
And still use it, exactly.
Yeah. My shirt has no stitches right here on both sleeves.
Jeez.
That would be terrifying.
Still work.
Terrifying. If I saw myself in that shirt without, I would have a panic attack. Nope, can't do it. I shit you not. Every time I take a bench rep, a raw straight bar handoff, no matter what the weight is, the first rep will always be 2 seconds slower than every other rep to make sure that my titty doesn't blow off.
Really?
Does not matter. The weight does not matter what's on the bar. If it's raw, the first rep will always be slower because I'm like, we gotta go. We're connected.
Yeah, you're feeling it out. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're good.
Yeah.
Like,
I think my pure arrogance is the reason I don't think about anything like that. Dude, like this is what I'm saying. People say that Chris has such a big ego. Do you guys realize how I would be if I was as strong as Chris? You understand how much of a piece of shit I would be? Like Chris is an asshole on the internet, but he's a really good guy in person. I'm gonna be an asshole all around. like, if I have an all-time world record.
Well, hold on. I'm gonna defend myself because I may be an asshole on the internet, okay? But it's usually because somebody deserves it.
Oh yeah.
Usually because somebody deserves it.
Usually.
There's
some
I
cookies
said
in there.
usually.
It's definitely a two-way thing. Yeah, I feel what you're saying. Like, you can't argue with yourself.
I will say one of my favorite WPO fucking memories is the WPO in Chicago. Bro, it's funny now, but like 2 seconds
Wait,
after
hold on. Before you tell this story, is this like something we should be telling? Like,
yes.
I don't want like.
I thought about it.
All right, don't mention any names or anything like that, because I don't want like any fucking like. I don't want like this to like drama on the fucking.
No, you're
drama.
good.
Okay.
I was just watching Chris losing his mind after he bombed out.
Someone thought that Chris shoulder checked me after he bombed out.
I hear Chris yell to Mike, go, "Let's fucking leave!"
You could hear it. You could hear it on the live.
No, I was right by the chalk bowl, and I'm watching him walk around. And as soon as he gets to the back, let's fucking leave. No point fucking being here now. I was laughing so fucking hard.
Look at it. He forgot that he said that.
and then literally 15 minutes later, he's laughing and he has balls deep in a Jack Daniels bottle. He's like laughing with everybody. He still has his fucking briefs on.
Because they wouldn't come off.
Shirtless. And
you have that picture, I think, on your Instagram, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, that might have been from the other. No, that was from the first WPO. Never mind.
Like
that was from the cool WPO.
Yeah, you have a picture similar to what he's describing though on your Instagram.
Yes, with a bottle of Jack.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
All right, let's move on to the next one. We've made it through like 2 questions. We're not going to be able to get to all these, but we'll try. We'll get to a couple more.
Doing good, bro.
No distractions. Dalton.
That's impossible with Dalton. Let's see.
Sorry.
What do you guys look for in training partners? How does a week look for I don't really want to answer the how does a week look for training, only because that's such a fucking long question for each of us to answer. But what do you guys look for in training partners, Leah?
Consistency for
Yeah.
sure. I don't care how strong you are, just as long as like you're helping load plates, deload plates, cleaning up after yourselves, like you're ready to go, like you're just part of the group. You know, sometimes you vibe a little bit better with other people than you do some. You have to make sure that you communicate your needs for training. You know, I'm not the type of person who wants to be yelled at all the time, like fix it. I'm like, fucking fix what? Like,
Yeah.
What do I
like,
fix,
tell
bro?
me what do I need to fix? So like, you know, just being able to understand each other and like how the type of lifter that each other is. You know, what to bring, as long as they can bring something good to the table, I'm okay with training with them. I don't have any particular needs with people.
It's funny that you say that, because that's kind of a pet peeve of mine when people like try to hype you up when you don't need it. When you don't need the hype and they're like getting rowdy with you, you're like, dude, relax. Like, it's still warm up. Like,
yeah.
My briefs aren't even on. I don't need to get all jazzed up yet. Just calm down.
It's like four plates
I'm
and they're like,
enjoying myself.
come on. It's like, dude.
I'm still drinking like my pre-workout. Like, relax.
Yeah. I know that like some people
at 3 plates.
Yeah, and some people that's just like Dalton, that's just the type of person that you are. Some people I think just don't know who they are as a lifter or a training partner yet. Because everybody has a role. Like,
that's a very good that's a very good point. And
so
I think that's very overlooked in most groups.
Yeah, for sure.
Like what your role really is versus what you think your role is.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Those sometimes they're not the same.
Yeah.
That's why you have to communicate.
Yeah.
Right.
You may think you're the coach, but you're really the guy no one listens to.
Like you do need to know or get a feel, right?
Yeah.
It's not like an outright conversation that you're having with somebody, but it's a feel thing, and some people just take a little bit longer to get that feel.
Mm-hmm.
On the same breath, when you said speak up, though, like don't expect something from your training partners without telling them what you expect, because then it's not their fault.
No. So
if you don't say, I expect you to be here every week, every training session, on time, helping out, blah, 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 blah. If they don't do that, you never told them.
Yeah.
Like, not everybody just knows to do shit like that.
I kind of made that mistake a little bit with the people I was training with before, where I thought I tried to lay out my expectations, but I guess maybe I just didn't do it enough or whatever. But yeah, I definitely, there's certain things that I certainly actively avoid in training partners. Like, I avoid people who are going to come in and then they try to get through the workout quickly so they can leave because they have some other shit planned, especially when you have like a consistent training time. So I definitely don't, that really like turns me off. And then people who don't show up for shit like consistently, or like just like any little thing comes up, they have to miss training, like, or like they won't go to the meets, like stuff like that. And then just bad energy, like coming in and making it very obvious that you're like having a bad day or not feeling it, and just making that super obvious and apparent to everyone. You know what I mean? I feel like you have a job when you come in with training partners. You maybe don't have to like bring the same like high energy you always bring, but like you have a job when you show up. It's like when you go to work, like you wouldn't go to work and like because your girlfriend just pissed you off or something, like be a fucking asshole at work. Like you shouldn't come in and to train with your crew.
Just be a good person all the time.
Yeah, like you shouldn't take that shit out on your crew, and you should like still be there, like doing your job. Like you said, Chris, like everyone needs to fill a role, and you don't get to just take that role off just because you had a bad day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that's whenever you have to remember to leave all that extra stuff at the door, because, you know, the people you're training with, they don't care about what happened to you at work, or they don't care about all this stuff. Like they're still going to get their training in and be done. So don't like be that guy who, you know, it brings all that personal bad energy or whatever into the training group.
Because again, it's supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like we're not like, yeah, we get it. I'll listen to people, I'll talk to them and like, try to help find solutions. But at the end,
Yeah.
like I'm trying to have fun. Like I'm here to lift. I'm here to like I like everybody that I train around. So I have a blast while I'm doing it. Like I don't want to
Yeah.
ruin that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I look forward to going to the gym.
It makes it harder to show up for training when it's not fun.
Agreed.
Or
Agreed.
when someone's always bringing down the vibe.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
yeah, like I'm a grown man. I'm not going to do shit that I don't want to do. If I'm not having fun, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like nobody's
You know what I
making
mean?
you
Like,
do this. Nobody's
to
making
play-
you do that.
To play devil's advocate, I have a really bad problem of expecting people to think and act like I do. Like expecting them to think the same way that I do, as far as like when I think, I'm like, okay, blah 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 is taking a big squat Friday. I need to make sure I probably should get there a little early and get it set up for them so it's less shit they have to do. And then I get mad when other people don't think that way, when it's really like you can't expect people to think exactly the way that you think.
Well, Dalton, that's whenever you just stop having expectations. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, you just,
Like you do what you do you, and
yeah,
like if you want to be a good training partner and go in and set up the rack, whatever, the band, blah blah blah, then you do that because you want to do that, not because
yeah, you expect
any other
someone else to
reason.
do it in
So
return.
don't expect anyone else to do that but you do you, because that's
Very
training
nice.
partner,
Oh my
that's-
goodness. I want, I'm going to taste like, let's make
I
this
need
a
Chris's
normal
little goofy ass unicorn slippers right now.
You know what? They had to RIP those slippers. It was a tragic day.
Thank God.
They were.
Is it because you wore them outside?
Yeah, no, I did wear them outside.
He wore them everywhere, dude.
Where were we? We were in that dump
What, Ohio?
in Illinois.
Oh, I know
Oh.
exactly where you.
Oh, at the WP. Yeah.
So,
Dude,
yeah, they were
walking
getting
around in
unicorn slippers.
the tightest Daisy Duke yellow shorts I've ever seen in my life, bro.
That's the thing about Chris is he's just so like shamelessly himself and he doesn't care.
I'll
Like
give it
he
to you,
just
homie.
does
He was
whatever he
welcome.
wants, wears whatever he wants.
That's
He doesn't
why.
care.
That's why you're a little bit polarizing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people don't fuck with that. Like or they either do or they don't. When you're like,
They don't know how to handle it.
when you do things that are like just you and like a little bit like outside of the normal. I
It's
definitely.
scary. It's scary to people.
It's
I
true.
think.
It's true, man. Yeah.
People who do things they wish they could do.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think
Or
it's a
wish
little
they
bit of
had
that.
the confidence to do, what
Yeah.
I should say.
All right, next
I-
question.
Let's answer
Yeah,
one
question.
more, because some of these are just some of these are just shit that would take way too long, but like aren't that interesting. But I do have one more really good one. This one's from Grace actually. If you had to start over with what you know now, what would you skip, redo, or change? I assume that's obviously referring to lifting.
What would I
I would have not fucking blown out a disc in my back from warming up, from fucking trying to deadlift 405 like a fucking retard, like fast for no reason.
I wouldn't take back tearing my pec,
Really?
because I think my whole mindset changed after that
Well, but hold on,
in
Chris.
terms of my training.
But this is if you could go back knowing what you know now.
Yeah.
So imagine
Would
you
you
have your
started
mentality
training
now with it,
earlier?
because you could go back and get your pec, have it be intact, but still have the what you know now.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying, like, I learned a lot from hurting my back too.
Yeah, but
like,
nobody would beat me if I had a bed.
dude,
Listen to him. He's like, nobody would beat me if I could bench.
I'm thinking like there's so many less training sessions that I would have been able to go hard on if my back wasn't fucking hurting. Like I definitely would.
Yeah.
That would definitely be the thing I would change. Whoa, Dalton, is someone trying to get you? I think that's your wife,
Would you,
Doug.
oh shit!
That was creepy, dude, because she was all white, like the exposure was really high. Holy shit. She's like, come watch.
We just got white girls walking around everywhere.
Yeah.
Texas.
Yeah.
What would you go back and change, Dalton, if you could?
A lot. I think a lot longer, a lot earlier. That might have helped just a little bit. That probably would have had a lot less stress.
Yeah.
But, oh God.
I got a good one.
Okay.
He has a thought.
I do. It's a good one. I would change this. After my first meet that I ever did was in like single ply.
Mm-hmm.
I think I went like 6'4", 6".
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, well, this is cool. I want to get multiply.
Mm.
And I immediately got like a very extreme combo of gear that I had no business being in.
Okay.
Yeah.
And was not nearly strong enough to be able to squat in it, let alone make it look somewhat presentable for a platform.
Yeah.
And I think I just like wasted time doing that and like hitting my head against the wall for no reason, just because I wasn't strong enough to be in that gear to begin with. Because like an idiot, I thought that like the most gear was going to be, you know, the best way to go about it. But, you know, there wasn't a ton of resources available in 2000 and you know,
I mean, by common sense, that would make the most sense, but obviously we know there's a little more nuance to it. Like,
right, exactly. You would think, oh, I'm in single ply, I hit these numbers. If you give me a shitload more gear, I should easily be able to hit these numbers.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing like at that point it was like Chuck, Matt Kroc, Jeremy Fred, all from Elite.
Yeah.
Like all of those dudes were on Elite. So you're seeing them in all this gear and you're like, oh, you put those two together and you squat 11. It's like that. All right. No, you asshole.
I think, yeah, dude, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
100% that would be what I would change.
What about you?
Because I think that led to technical issues that carried over for like an extended period of time, which like deterred progress prior to me getting hurt.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What about you, Leah?
You know, I have been thinking about this, and I don't think that I would change anything. I mean, I've been lifting since like 2016, so I've only been lifting for 5 years. I was raw for like 2.5 of those. Why are you laughing, Chris?
Because you're so strong. You're so strong.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. That's very rapid progress.
All time.
Haven't you always been at the sweatshop?
No, so I trained at Florence in Florence Barbell in Kentucky, and I was driving past I didn't think I was good enough to go to sweatshop.
There's your thing right there, Leah.
Yeah.
If you could have, would you have started from scratch at the sweatshop?
For sure, definitely. And I even had people telling me, and I was just too scared to do it. So that would probably be it. I mean, I enjoyed my time at Florence Barbell. I learned a lot. I mean, I got a good like base strength there. You know what I mean? Like met a lot of people that train with me now, even to this day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I guess that would be just to go to sweatshop sooner.
Nice.
Yeah, because I mean, by the time I went there, like the OG sweat girls were kind of like not a thing as much anymore and stuff like that. So it would have been cool to be a part of even like Laura's last competing years or training, because she doesn't even really train that much anymore. She just does like workouts and CrossFit type stuff. So
I actually want to have Laura on and talk to her about how she trains now, because you notice like I've listened to Laura on a bunch of podcasts, and they always ask her about like the stuff that we're all like fans of Laura, or I assume you guys are. I am. Where like I already know all the stuff they usually ask her. I want to have her on and talk to her about like what she's doing now, like what's her training like and stuff like that. I think that would be interesting. You know what I mean?
You should, because I mean, she works out like every day still, like clearly.
You
Like,
can
she
fucking
goes
tell,
out
like she's still jacked. You know what I mean? Like
she looks great.
you know what's fun? She did a seminar up here. I went to it and I was like, holy shit, dude! Her fucking calves are insane. Because I had met her a couple times, but she always had like leggings on or whatever, and she was wearing shorts and she was like demonstrating the lifts and stuff. I was like, Jesus Christ, dude! She's like some of the most insane calves.
Yeah,
that's a sign of good genetics. I feel like people with good calves have insane genetics.
A very rude statement to say, sir.
I have small calves. I mean, I'm working on them though.
I know. Chris is like looking at his calves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, sorry guys.
Mine are like my bench. It's non-existent.
Dude, honestly, you know how people like joke about how like you're stuck with what you got? Like I've been training mine and honestly they have been growing. So that's definitely bullshit that you can't like just like get bigger calves.
It's like any other
heard it
muscle.
from.
You can train it like any other muscle. Why can't it grow?
Yeah, exactly.
I forget who I heard it from, but I was told to train calves every lower day. Who did I hear this from? It has foot. I don't know. Whatever. I'm going to figure it out, and then I'm going to let you guys know.
Okay.
I never train calves. I probably should. I never train calves.
Your calves are like decent though.
They're just thick. My legs are just thick, like tree trunks.
Your girlfriend is messaging me on Instagram while we're podcasting.
She's posting you?
She messaged me on Instagram. Should I something? I didn't even get to read it.
Who?
Brianna.
Bree, his girl.
Oh, Bree. I love her.
Probably Tony Baloney in the other room right now.
She is. Yeah, she is. All right, guys, let's wrap this one up. I'm fucking sweating over here. It's hot in New England right now.
Comment, hey, they actually introduced people.
Oh yeah, we introduced people. Yeah, and if you guys comment,
YouTubers now.
you guys comment or like, that actually does help this shit. I guess like the way the fucking YouTube algorithm works is like every time people comment, it like pushes your video further and further up like the Discover feed or whatever.
Oh. I'm gonna start commenting.
Yeah.
We're just trying to be as famous as Fame's Deadlift.
Yo, that got so many.
Dude, you were the most viral.
That was messy. That got messy.
For like the whole day.
So that was happening. I'll give you a real-time play-by-play. This is good. Sorry, I know you want to wrap up. I know you're fine. Sweating over there. You're in like the sun. Why are you sitting there? You look. Is that like a backdrop?
What do you mean? No.
Are you a real house?
This is a door, bro.
Oh, but that's like a glass window. Isn't it really hot?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Why are you sitting
not
there?
good.
It's crazy.
This is just where my computer is. I'm on my computer, not a phone. So. Yeah.
He's fancy. He's got a whole nice setup.
I do have a nice setup, but it's just not in a good spot in the room. I want to eventually move so that like I have like a cool backdrop instead of just this shit. But I don't. So the room that actually we have like a sick fucking room in our house that we used to do my old podcast in, but it's on the 3rd floor and the internet connection is not that good up there. So I need to get like a Wi-Fi extender. I have to do all this bullshit, but basically this is like a temporary spot. Anyways, what were you about to say? Did you forget?
I don't remember now. Now I don't remember. Now
I can't remember.
It was about the deadlift.
Oh, your deadlift.
Oh! I post it immediately. That starts going on, and I'm teaching. It's the middle of the day, and I was like, guys, I gotta handle something. Do something, and I was like, just do work. Do work for 10 minutes. I handle something. And I just saw it and it was coming in. I was like, oh, this is good. This is good. But
oh my God.
It was so ridiculous though that at some point there were people commenting and then I didn't respond to anybody. To not one person.
Yeah.
There were people commenting and then coming back like hours later and yelling at me for not answering them.
Mm.
And then I was like,
What's wrong with people?
so I looked at this kid's profile. He was like 21. I think his total was like 873. And it was like the T, and I was like, he's got an 870. Like, this is bad. Why is this kid yelling at me right now?
Yeah. With that,
What's happening?
With that,
everyone needs to chill the fuck out.
With that situation, like, for me personally, I feel like I don't know what you're gonna say, but like for me personally, if that was happening to me, that would fucking bum me out. Like, I would get my feelings hurt a little bit. Like, does that ever like shit like that like get to you at all? Like you're like, dude, what the fuck? Like, why? Like, what the fuck is going on?
So here's the thing: everyone that was complaining has never and will never probably hold a world record.
Yeah.
Okay. So they don't know, and they're not gonna just be like, they don't know what it's like. They've never done anything to accomplish it. They're just complaining of what they see on the internet. So they don't know what it's like. But lost my train of thought again. Jesus fuck, guys.
You're getting to whether it bothers you or not. Like,
I'm like, I can't let this bother me. They don't, like, I don't want to say they don't matter, but I don't really care what they have to say.
Yeah.
Right. So I know that they would never give a world record back. That's what I was talking. That's what I was saying.
Yeah,
they would never give a world record back. Right?
Yeah.
They're never going to accomplish that. They don't know what it's like. They're never going to give one back. They're not going to walk off the platform and say, "Nah, I'm sorry. That I went back to my phone and that really looked like shit. So I'm just going to, 86 that." Like,
yeah.
Did it look as clean as I would have liked it to have looked? No. I also took a second attempt. People don't realize I opened with that. It took a second attempt. Like, it wasn't like that was a stretch deadlift, and I've never pulled anything like that before in my entire life. And it was a gift. And at that point, I probably could have doubled it where I was in my training, like numbers wise that I hit in the gym prior leading up to that meet. So I was more pissed that people were saying like backyard lifter.
Yeah.
Right. When I've been doing this when some of those kids were literally, their balls haven't even dropped yet.
Yeah.
Right. When I started doing this, their balls haven't even dropped. Like, I don't want to hear anything. Like, I'm doing this for a long time at a high level. So that's what pissed me off. It didn't upset me. That made me mad when they said like backyard lifter. And that's like, because that's not the case. And that's what I took offense to, because I knew that I was good for that.
Yeah.
I was good for that all day without question. I took 935 after and pulled it to my mid thigh. Right. So it wasn't like I wasn't good for 910. I took a 25-pound jump after that. So it's not a question of, was I upset that they were saying that? I was pissed that they were saying that that I was a backyard lifter.
Yeah.
Because that's not the case. And I travel all over to lift at meets. Like, it's not like I'm hosting gym, meets in my gym. Like,
right.
Yeah, you're not running from the competition.
So that's what pissed me off about that whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember who I was telling, but I told him, I was like, Houston Astros won the World Series, got caught for cheating. They didn't give back the fucking World Series.
No.
Like, why is, like I said earlier, why is this the only fucking sport where if you have a questionable call by a fucking person whose job it is to judge you, it is now not their fault, but it's your fault for not telling them, hey, you missed this call, so I'm going to make the judgment call for you. That's fucking retarded.
Because here's the other thing. You go out and you hit a questionable lift and then you say no. That's a slap in their face kind of too, which is also super disrespectful. Right? Like, if they've made a mistake, they fucked up, they made the wrong call, okay, I'm not going to crucify them and be like, he fucked up, that was a bad call, like, I don't want this lift. Like, It happened. There's been plenty of other numbers that have hit and that have looked way worse. And there will be plenty of numbers that get hit that look way worse. So it's not the end of the world. Everyone just like overreacted because Garrett opened his mouth.
No, it kind of makes me think. Go ahead, Leah.
I was just going to say, I feel like a lot of the people who were coming after Chris's deadlift are people who did say stuff about like my squat or, you know, whatever. It's just like there are these raw lifters who have no idea what we do. You know what I mean? So they just think that they can criticize the multiply lifting, but it's like, why do you feel like you should have an opinion on something you've never done yourself? You know what I mean?
Or they had no clue that Raw's only been around for fucking 9 years.
I had kids telling me that it wasn't a world record and I was lying.
Right.
Because the raw record is higher than the geared record.
Oh my fucking God.
It just people
like,
just don't understand.
You realize it's two different, and then I'm like, I'm not even, and someone else like said something, so I was like, you're an idiot. Like, you're an idiot.
You know what people were calling my squat? Like, cause like someone posted a TikTok and it went pretty viral of my squat. And people were like saying that it was like a sumo squat. And I'm thinking like, do these people know anything? Cause my stance.
Yeah.
And I'm
like, that's why they call it a sumo squat.
They literally have no idea.
Dude, you know what?
It's great, isn't it? That's not how you squat. I'm like, yo.
I'm calling it that now. That's the name of it now. I don't care what anyone says.
It's
sumo squat
now.
Yeah.
Now I have 2 PRs: a squat and a sumo squat.
Sumo squat. Then you got a deadlift and a sumo deadlift. You got 4 PRs. You had a shirty bench. You had a banded bench. Now you got 6 PRs. Look at that.
You need to update your training log.
How conjugate can you be, huh? How conjugate can you be?
People are like, sumo squat, it doesn't count. And I'm like, what? I just stopped, like Chris, like I stopped reading comments. I didn't reply to anybody unless it was really obnoxious or like an answer or a question I could answer. But I'm like, I mean, like whenever your stuff's out on the internet, though, you're susceptible to all of that. You know, I just kind of
that's why it's always a question like, is that gonna be okay? Can I post that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because, and it's not that, I care, but I don't necessarily care. I just don't want to shear it. Like, that was high. Okay. Thanks.
Thank
What
you.
are we doing about it now, asshole? Yeah. Like, I can't go back and retake it.
Yeah.
Like, I'll do it next week, and hopefully I squat an inch lower.
You need to put under all your videos, talk to ref, tried to give it back, they wouldn't let me.
Yeah. I tried to give it back, guys. They wouldn't let me do it. I tried.
Yeah. It says no. You have to take this world record.
You have
disclaimer.
You have to take it. Just deal with it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just bums me out when people are like that, because it's almost like, it's like we're supposed to be like the people who like when we went past the point of just working out and took it to the point of like dedicating ourselves to us, like joining a sport.
Yeah.
It's like we're supposed to be the people who really, really like lifting, but there's like so much negativity that comes with it.
Like lifting.
Yeah, whereas like dude, when I first started going to the gym, I was just hyped on like anytime I'd see like the big dudes lifting weight, I'd be like, whoa, that's so sick. Yeah. Like I never would be like, oh, it doesn't count. You know what I mean? Like I just don't get that mentality. It's like, dude, like people, it's just so hard for people to just be stoked on like people lifting big weights now.
It's egos. It's an ego thing. It's an ego thing. You know, people don't, you know, Chris's case is different, but for me as a woman, like men don't want to see a woman be that strong, you know, so they start to attack more of your feminine or lack thereof, as people might say, or, you know, they attack your body.
You said that wrong.
Your femininity.
You said that wrong. If it is a man, I promise you, he's not going to give a shit. I'd rather see you stronger than Chris any day.
I think Chris wants to see me stronger than Chris.
Wait, she
real
squatted
men
880.
are not going to talk shit to you about that.
Yeah,
She
no,
squatted
exactly.
880, and I immediately started looking on the all-time list,
Yeah.
where what she needed to squat to make like a significant jump. If she squats like 9 1/4, she's top like 100 or something like a top 250 all time ever, regardless of sex.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
wild.
Like
That's cool.
insane.
Yeah.
So like, yes, I would absolutely love to see you squat 1100.
Yeah.
I have been saying this for 3 years. Leah, I promise you, I believe this in my soul. You will be the first woman to squat 1,000.
You know, Dalton, I think that is one of my goals. It is one of my goals.
Imagine that, huh? That would be fucking
I don't
crazy.
care how long it takes. I wholeheartedly believe that. Wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
I think it's going to happen sooner than later.
Unless some Russian chick comes out of nowhere.
They do,
And
don't they? They just come out of nowhere.
Or like Finnish, there's like these Finnish just creatures falling out of the sky. Their upper backs are bigger than mine. I'm like, where'd you come from?
I know.
The only women on the planet that can dwarf Leah.
Russians.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's wrap this one up. Thank you guys so much for coming on.
This was fun.
Thanks for getting who set this up? Leah? I didn't even set this podcast up. Yeah, thanks. This was fun.
I just show up, man.
Maybe
I love podcasts.
if we do it again, we should be better at our questions.
Chris, we got to start a podcast just called ADD.
Yeah.
Yeah. What you do is you jump on one of the episodes where Dalton's busy on for the weekend, and you get through a lot of questions.
Stan, I can't wait for you to get your podcast room set up, and then you could do like live, like both. If you can have your guests in that would be awesome.
I want to do that, like stream it live on YouTube or Twitch, so that people can ask and interact during the podcast.
Yeah.
I also want to figure out how
fancy.
I want to figure out how to like screen share. So like, while we're podcasting, if we wanted to pull something up, I want to figure out so that it can be on the screen so they can see it, but so you guys can see it. You know what I mean?
That's super cool. Yeah.
I got to figure all that shit out. It's a little complicated.
Mobile screen share. Well, but I'm on a phone, so you probably if in your settings there's like a little. What are you laughing at, Leah? I'm smart.
This is the same guy that couldn't figure out.
God damn it!
I know. He's just like, I'm gonna Google it right now.
I'm gonna Google it right now. You're all gonna watch me.
All right, I'm gonna go take my wife and kids bowling. Y'all have fun.
Hold on.
Bowling 300.
So let me try this real quick. So if I do
Later,
Bye.
Later.
Bye. If I share this, right?
So a watch stream popped up.
I can share this window of bananas. Can you guys see that?
It.
You can't see
Like
that?
Actual
Yes.
bananas. Oh yeah,
Yes.
bananas.
So if you click on it, yeah.
Can I make it bigger? Oh wow, look at that.
Wow.
Wow, so we can do that.
Stan, this is fancy. Let me see if I can like. Oh no,
Can
I
you
can't.
do it too, Leah?
No, I just the wind. So Chris, your window went away.
What?
Wow, that's cool.
That's
Yeah,
weird.
super cool.
All right, anyway,
I'm back. I see me, and I see the two of you.
Oh, good. I just stopped streaming the bananas, so.
Oh, that's what happened.
let me fucking stop the podcast.